good, y'all? Alright, my primordial beings. Alright, today I want to talk about some science, shit that they lie about, shit that's already out there that people probably don't know about, that they could do their research on, okay? And we're gonna get a better fucking picture of the universe after this video, okay? It's gonna spark some interest, okay? So, before the early 1900s, okay, all the way back to thousands of years, to your ancestors, to my ancestors, to motherfuckers' ancestors, okay? Everyone around the world all taught that the universe is inside the Milky Way galaxy, okay? And I'm here to prove that today. Okay, that there isn't no universe outside the Milky Way. Okay, that everything exists within the Milky Way. Okay, so a lot of these galaxies that they're making up, saying that they're their own separate galaxy, no. Okay, those exist within our fucking galaxy. This shit. Okay, they exist within our galaxy, the Milky Way. Okay, so in the early 1900s, there was this guy. And his name was Edwin Hubble. Okay. And he came up with evidence that there is life outside of our universe. Okay. And it's through this expansion of the universe. Okay. So he witnessed different spectral shifts within celestial bodies, right? So if they was red, right, or if they was blue, would determine if they were moving closer to us or moving farther from us. Okay? That has already been proven, and I posted motherfucking pictures on my Facebook and Instagram, okay, of the fucking PDFs of the plasma redshift motherfucking experiments, okay, that were done in a laboratory to prove that the spectral life shifts not because of motherfucking redshift, blue shift, okay, but because of plasma phenomenon that exists throughout the whole motherfucking universe, okay? Because most of the celestial bodies are fucking plasma, okay? And they're alive, alright? All the celestial bodies are alive, okay? They're fucking what you would call ancestors, okay? Cosmic, okay? They have a lot of information. They could teach you a lot if you tap in, okay? And you communicate with them directly. Alright, so if the universe isn't expanding, right? That would mean all of these motherfucking black holes in this galaxy and this motherfucking galaxy, all that shit is dead. Okay? Our universe has a size. Okay? And it's not this fucking infinite, oh, we're fucking, this shit, it keeps expanding, but it's nothing, and nothing keeps expanding and all that shit. No. Okay, no. Alright, none of this shit happens. None of that shit is real. Okay. All that shit been disproven. Okay. So the science nowadays shows us that we're the center of the universe and that ain't shit expanding. Okay. And through astrology, you can fucking figure out where these celestial bodies are going to be and how the energies are going to affect you. Okay. So there's a lot of things that they don't want to talk about that's related to space. Okay, like for instance, the large amounts of water in space. Okay, liquid, I'm gonna say. Okay, because NASA had to travel through water to get to space. Okay, that's why they had those fucking that's why they was doing those missions in the ocean. Okay, because that's where they get to the abyss the abyss vortex, okay, which is a fucking portal which takes you to the vortex under the earth or other vortexes around the fucking earth, okay, depending which fucking exit you take, okay? And that's how these motherfucking Anunnakis, all these beings came here, is they came through these fucking portals inside the fucking earth, okay? And then they eventually came to the fucking surface. That's why you got stories of the fucking Hopis and the fucking the Naga serpents, and you got these beings that came from motherfucking underground and shit. That's why Native Americans like the Cherokees and the Mayans all say that their fucking ancestors come from the Pleiades, okay, who came from under the fucking ground, okay? Because they did come from under the fucking ground, okay? And they climbed up motherfucking trees to come up here to the motherfucking surface, okay? That's very important to know, all right? Because that vortex, there's other vortexes in the ocean, okay? And they lead to different places. And that's also what causes the fucking tides, okay? Because they're going to say it's the moon's gravity that causes tides, but not everywhere has tides. Not everywhere has tides. And that's for a reason. It's not this uniform fucking motion of the moon that creates these things. But it does affect it. But it's not the ultimate motherfucking source of that, okay? And it's not the Earth's fucking rotation, okay? If the Earth stopped rotating, ain't shit gonna happen. Because that shit is not fucking rotating, okay? The Earth is not spinning. Okay? Everything is moving around us, okay? That's how time works. That's how the fucking sundial works, okay? So, why is that important? Why does that matter? They're teaching lies in science, y'all. They got you thinking that you're on this spinning rock. They got you thinking space is ever expansive. They got you thinking space is this empty void. Okay, when there's supposedly galaxies spilling billions and trillions of tons of fucking water into space every day. Okay, according to them. Alright, and then you got things that is just like lunar waves. Okay, look up a lunar wave. Okay, it's gonna show you that there's some type of fucking liquid in space, some type of fluid. That's what they they're talking about. Quantum fluids. Okay, that's what they're talking about. Okay, and then when they talk about quantum noise, they're talking about the vibrations in which the universe vibrates at, in which all the celestial bodies vibrates at, which create this motherfucking sound in space. And they're like, how is there sound in space? Because of vacuum energy, and it's not a fucking vacuum. Okay. It's important to respect what our ancestors taught us. Okay? Because that's the shit that guides motherfucking our reality, whether we know it or not. Okay? Because there's times, different times. Okay? And we're in a certain time right now. And that's why they don't want us to know that shit. So they could distract us with bullshit that don't matter. Okay? And fucking shit that they put on TVs and social medias and all this shit is just a distraction. Cover up what the fuck is going on behind the veil. Okay? It's important now, more than ever, that we tap into all that shit. Okay? So the biggest thing they're gonna do is scare people out of science. Okay? And science is super important. Okay? And we're not gonna forget none of the racist shit that happened or none of the fucked up shit they did to the planet. Okay? What we're doing is collecting what is ours from our ancestors, and we're gonna make it great again like it was. Okay? And I'm not on some Trump shit. It just fucking came out that way. Okay? Literally. Alright? But really, that's kind of a great fucking slogan, because fucking we are trying to make this world fucking great. Okay? And maybe it was never great. Okay? So we're gonna make this shit great. Okay? Because we don't got time for people and their motherfucking fears and their motherfucking stresses and their motherfucking hate that they have in their heart to fucking determine and dictate the motherfucking direction this planet's gonna take, okay? Because we're fucking tired of this shit. That's the reason this shit is the way it is now, okay? And it's because of a lot of cooperation between people and beings on different motherfucking levels, okay? And different dimensions, okay? And different spectrums and motherfucking vibrations and frequencies. But you have the power to change your reality. And when you change your reality, reality changes. Okay? So in this time, studying, very important. Okay? Knowing who you are, where you come from. What is universal law? Okay? Not bullshit government law with some human made and told you how to behave. Okay? Universal law. What are these laws that govern the whole fucking universe that we have to follow, right? These hermetic fucking principles and shit like that, right? The laws of vibrations and correspondence and motherfucking all these things. Like, what are those? Okay, those are motherfucking laws that the universe set. Okay, Because this universe is dictated by Saturn, okay, the judge, okay? And that Anunnaki spaceship, which is the moon, was sent here to enhance those frequencies set by Saturn, okay? So, right now, the way they got this shit, it's super motherfucking judgment time, okay? It's super motherfucking take care of yourself time. It's super health time, okay? It's super study time, get knowledgeable time, and it's super get in tune with your history, ancestors, and your spirituality time, okay? Because the shift is here, and now you see it. A bunch of people more aware, more spiritually in tune, okay? A lot of people smarter, not falling for the bullshit. But what they do is they throw curveballs at us, okay? And they throw misinformation out there, and then because we're on this fucking journey that's like, okay, I know they're not lying, so now I'm outsourcing and seeking new fucking information and shit, they'll throw some bullshit, right? To kind of throw you off course, or throw you off the path, or at least make you question shit to the point where you're not really fucking sure, and then you won't trust your own intuition, your own guidance, okay? So, science matters, okay? And then these portals, right, that are around the earth, right? So what the reptilians do, right, is they get human beings that are fucking sidekicking shit, alright? And then they could predict shit, right? So if you want to know what happened on the moon, they got fucking sidekicks that go there and they fucking channel and they remote view and they give them a history of that shit, right? But deeper than that, the fucking aliens use these people to find fucking portals. And when they find portals to fucking communicate with other beings, right, using that sidekick as a fucking bridge, right, then they fucking take over those shits, okay, and they take over other civilizations, okay? So that's what they got humans and aliens doing right now, okay? And they got places underground where they motherfucking keep aliens and shit, like fucking prisons and other shit, okay? So there's levels of corruption throughout human beings and aliens, okay? Because we're just beings on this planet. There's good and bad. There's duality in everything, okay? Everything's a flip of the fucking coin, okay? And it's all choices. And it's all fucking choices that have led to this realm and how it is now, okay? And since we were born, we were taught these certain things. So that's why it's going to seem like fucking abnormal to view these things other than the way you were born and taught to see this shit, right? But we gotta be strong, and we gotta be smart, and we can't fucking fall for their little bullshit lies they've been teaching people for thousands of years to keep them nice motherfucking pets, alright? We're not no one's pet. We spiritual fucking beings, bro. No one can own you. You're not fucking property, okay? You're not a thing, okay? That body is a fucking power suit, okay? And your soul is the motherfucking charger, okay? It's the energy behind that shit, okay? No one can own the energy of your fucking power suit, okay? They could try and do whatever they want with your power suit, okay? And people's power suits got different motherfucking abilities, okay? Right? That's why when they talk about the 9 ether beings and shit, and people's motherfucking power suits got so much power, motherfucking melanin costs more than gold for a reason, okay? They power their computer chips. They be using people for all types of shit, okay? They use human neurons to power their motherfucking computers and their AI and all that shit. Okay, they're using our bodies for different things. There's companies that literally sell children's blood and shit. Okay, all of that. This shit is out there, all right, and they're just trying to harness our energy and our powers through different means. Because since they were born in a lab and shit, right, and they were created perfectly to the way that the motherfuckers wanted to run shit, that you were the perfect people to be these motherfucking blind servants and shit. They're not tuned in spiritually like a lot of us, okay? So they create these technologies and they run these tests and experiments to kind of understand how the fuck do we work and what the fuck are our powers and shit, okay? And it especially surprises them in this society where they give so many people shots and they put so much poison and shit, like water and food, the motherfucking air and shit, and then there's still these beings that can fight through that shit. So that's especially, like, you know, interesting to them, like how, you know, and then they run these experiments to motherfucking figure this shit out, like how, right? Because there was other beings besides humans, right? You know, that they genetically created, right? Shit like Bigfoot and shit, right? That's an Anunnaki motherfucking creation, okay? It just wasn't exactly motherfucking built to be the slave that they wanted and shit, okay? But it was conscious enough to motherfucking have its own path, okay? That's why motherfucking a lot of Native Americans and shit communicate through Bigfoots and shit like that, okay? Because these beings have been around for many thousands of years, and they've seen the history without it being corrupted like the way it's corrupted for us. Because all they do is motherfucking burn everything down and restart it again. Just look at every city in the motherfucking United States and a bunch of cities across the world. All have fires at one point. All got burned down. A bunch of history. And you could look that shit back all the way to the Library of Alexandria, even more, okay? Even deeper. And deeper than that, ISIS and shit, which is really America, they be destroying all the Gnostic and Coptic and different motherfucking religions and their shit. And the Library of Cairo, because all this shit is an attack on knowledge, okay? So they could keep people as dumbed down as they want, right? And then they could teach you the history they want to teach you to put you in the positions they want to put you, okay? Because in order for the motherfucking system to work, you got to buy in, right? So that's a quick little science lesson to open your brains to let y'all know that the universe isn't necessarily as big as they're saying and as empty and as vast. Okay? Everything is within a certain means to travel through teleportation, whether it's consciousness or physical. And it depends on the motherfucking portal or the Stargate that you're going to, which will depend how the fuck that shit works. Okay? And most of that shit is fucking consciousness travel. Okay? So there's very few portals in which you're actually motherfucking traveling your whole physical body, okay? And all of them shits are on fucking lock, okay? 12 Stargates around the Earth, not including other portals for other things, okay? Because Alpha Centauri is not a Stargate portal, okay? There's different portals. X-Point portals are not Stargate portals, okay? The Abyss Vortex is not a Stargate portal, okay? There's different Stargate portals. Alright, and those are used for different things. Okay, just like these portals are used for different fucking things. Okay, and there's many things we don't know about that they know about. Okay, which are in CIA documents already, like remote viewing and motherfucking all types of things where they had people already travel to fucking places and do things. Alright, and they're already taking over these places and stuff. Okay, so that's why it's very important that we got our crystals. Okay, because these are motherfucking defenses against their frequency machines and shit like that. So when we're tapping into these portals and our ancestors are linking themselves directly into our motherfucking minds and shit, there's no interceptions there. That's what we're trying to avoid, okay? Because it could easily intercept the message and send you some shit, okay? And that's why when it comes to like manifestations and shit, when people use pentagrams, that's why people have to be careful, okay? Because a lot of the beings that are like just lost and shit, those are the ones right there waiting for some shit to happen, bro. Alright, if you're not aware of what the fuck you're doing or what the fuck you're conjuring, that shit could happen, okay? So yeah, a little bit of information, right? Got your little Googles going, hopefully. Check some shit out. Come back with some new information. Till then, peace out.